Well, it's Friday, and if that means you've got a little time to relax, it's a good day to check your bookshelves. It's National Read a Book Day, and it comes just as the school year gets started. These numbers were just released a few days ago, showing where the nation stands for reading scores. And across the U.S., the National Assessment of Educational Progress shows only about 1/3 of elementary school students are reading at grade level. Let that sink in for a second. But that's where our community comes in. And I'm so excited to welcome Marin Quiroga, the director of Reading Corps. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You know, my mom used to always say, reading is a superpower.
Oh, absolutely. Reading is one of the best superpowers because, as we were talking about during the break, it is the gateway to all other learning and understanding.
Let's talk about your organization for a second because it's such a great resource. Tell us a little bit about what you all do.
Yeah, so at Reading Corps, we are a national AmeriCorps program that started here in the Twin Cities in 2004. We place tutors, volunteers that want to give a year of service or more. They can give up to 4 years of service, come into elementary schools and support kids with reading in kindergarten through 3rd grade.
Oh, wow.
That's really the critical milestone. We want to get everybody caught up by 3rd grade.
We were just going through some of those statistics, and I'm sure that they are no secret to you. You know, what's your reaction? Because not only do you do this work, but you're also a mom. It has to be at the forefront of our minds, wouldn't you say?
Yes, absolutely. It has to be at the forefront of our minds. Those statistics are staggering, and I think what's even more significant is that they have not changed very much over the course of the last 20 years. So that's where Reading Corps really can come in and step alongside schools to just provide that additional people power to get kids where they need to be.
Everyone wants to figure out how they can be a part of the solution, right? What are some things that you encourage, not just parents, but the Villager community to do to try to help this?
Yes, so people, parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles, cousins, just people in the community, when you see kids, feel free to just point things out to them or use words with them that they maybe haven't heard before. So example, when I'm at home and I'm cooking eggs for my kids, I'll say, okay, time to crack the eggs. Who can hear the butter sizzle in the pan? And adding those sort of extra vocabulary words in really helps prime their brain to become better readers in the future.
I love that you're doing that because, you know, of course, as a journalist, words mean a lot to me, but it really opens and expands people's ability to not only understand you, but also for you to understand other people. That seems like a human superpower.
Yes, I totally agree. It's such a big deal for them to be able to interact with their environment and for the environment to be able to interact with them. Another thing that I would recommend is for folks is to just point out the environmental print that you're seeing as maybe you're traveling to the bus stop and you say, oh, look, there's the sign. It says bus stop, stop, stop. That's what that word says. So now kids are just seeing how important reading is to their everyday life. Yes, we want them reading in books and we want parents reading to kids in books, but also just reading everywhere out in their community.
This really can make a difference in everyone's life. You know, how do you explain to people who are like, oh, I'm sure that doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that, how big of a impact will that make? And I'm sure you have these conversations all the time where you're like, no, this could be life-changing.
It can be extremely life-changing. The research shows that individual connection time and that individual focus time on literacy and print and language with kids takes kids above and beyond where their classroom teachers can. Classroom teachers and schools are doing everything they can for all of the students, and the needs just continue to be so great for kids that everyone who can step in and help, like our AmeriCorps tutors, just makes a huge impact.
If you had a magic wand, what would happen? If everything happened right, where would we be?
Oh my gosh, that's such a great question. I think where we would be is we would have programs and things in place to catch all children up so that everyone is reading at grade level by the end of 3rd grade, so that when we move into 4th grade and beyond, we're using our reading skills to learn new subjects like social studies, science, history. We're not struggling to try to learn how to read anymore.
That is the call to action. I think we can do it, especially now that we're a little bit smarter. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your resources. And of course, you can find out more at KARE11.com/noon.